Okay. Alright, let me see if you guys can hear me. I'm going to make a shorter link because obviously here they're blocking it. Let's see if this works. Let's see if you guys can see that link. Okay, February 6th, 2000. Binary live stream 2, I think. Let's see. It says 2 people are watching it. Okay, guys, please confirm. Confirm that you're in, please. Okay, good. Okay, if you hear me, if you hear me, put a happy face so I can start. We might actually get a live trade here. Okay, good. Okay, so anyway, so what I was saying was, let me just type this into the chat and then we'll type. Okay, now, so here is the most interesting um thing about the trading thing. The chart will show you whatever it is that she wants to show you. It's as simple as that. The chart will always show you whatever you want to believe is there. So if you have a trader like that idiot that was there and that was here in the chat and said that the price just moves up and down, well, that's the only thing you're going to think of, and you're just going to randomly risk any amount of money, okay? And then guess what? At the end of the day, it's not going to work out, and then you're going to be pissed off at everybody. And you're going to be pissed off at the market, but it's not that. You guys have to realize that the market trades within a certain range, within a certain time frame. So within a certain time frame, you know that it's not going to bounce in and out of a certain range without touching the exterior part. Okay? How do you know that? Well, you just have to sit down and you have to really eat these charts. So remember, we have the, if you look through my live stream videos, you'll archive, you'll see that there was a video that we created, which was the first video that I spoke about binary, and it mentioned about the cup and handle formation. The cup and handle formation you see like clockwork. And you can risk a small amount of points and use a small amount of leverage and risk a small amount, and it's no big deal. Look, I can take $613.82. This account started with $200 on Monday. Okay? And I'll just freaking change it to 1, and then I'll say, okay, well, I will just buy. Okay? I bought. And I'm only losing 8 cents, 7 cents, okay, per pip. No big deal. Do you understand what I mean? But when you start trading within a range and you say, okay, well, let me risk X amount here on this trade, okay? I don't want to risk more than that. So if you know that you don't want to risk a certain amount more, then what do? You set boundaries. So you say, okay, I don't want to lose in a day more than 10%. Well, 10% should be your max, but you should be trading within a range that's much smaller. So if you have a 10% range, then a loss should only be 0.5% of your account, and you just start aiming for 0.5%. And if you lose on the 0.5%, then on the reverse order, you make more. But you have to aim for accuracy. You guys are freaking placing these orders, and it's really blowing my mind at the rate in which you guys are just placing these orders without seeing that, you know, the market really does trade in a quirky little bubble. And if you guys don't realize that it's much more prevalent and much more frequent during certain times, then you're never going to figure it out. Okay? On my Forex account, look at this FSBS account. And of course, this account, you know, because I was, you know, doing a lot of things and taking a lot of risks that I shouldn't have taken, but for the most part, with the system that I use, okay, this account has profited a ton. Okay? So my profit already in this account is $8,900. And I took this system and I said, you know what, let me go to binary. So to make this almost the same amount of profit, okay, which is almost 300% profit, okay, and this account started back in December 15th, okay, already here in binary, I've done it in less time. Let me show you the binary thing. The only thing I don't like is that this thing is slow. How slow it is when you expand it. Yeah, let's wait. So anyway, as we wait for this, I would really suggest that you guys just kind of take it easy with the orders that you're placing. Don't look at don't look at Forex as some type of like gamble or some type of like, you know, um, casino thing, because really it's not. It's nothing. It's nothing close to it. So, for the simple fact that it isn't, you know, should kind of tell you something. Okay, you can really take advantage of these short little, you know, ranges that the market has, and and then have your regular MT4 accounts just try to catch the drawdown if there's any drawdown. Okay, and then just do it that way. And I also don't see the sense in you guys wagering I don't see you guys wagering in binary. It really doesn't make any sense you guys wagering in binary, because nobody can predict time. Why? Because no one can predict the volume that's coming in. You can't predict who's going to decide to sell the next second, nor can you decide or predict who's going to be the buyer the next second. So if you can't freaking predict that, how the hell can you predict time? It's impossible. Okay? That's why if you trade within ranges, it's much better. You understand? Because ranges can be predicted. So what do I talk about? Well, let's say if you're trading between a 20 pip range, that means the outer range, which would be the take profit if you're buying to the upside, and the stop loss to the downside would be 20 points, right? But the reality is that certain formations don't give you certain results. What do I mean? That there's certain formations that won't give you a certain amount of consecutive losses. Do you understand? And if you don't have consecutive amount of losses, then you know, oh shit, if this turns into a buy, I know it's not going to drop to 123.718. Let's say if we're looking at euro dollar, right? Let's say if this one gave me that, hey, the signal is definitely a buy once it crossed 82, and you're going to make 6 points, and I'm telling you for sure it's not going to go down to the stop loss. Okay, then you just wager all in on the buy side. How do you do that? Well, you risk here. So you'll say, okay, well, I only want to risk 10%. What's 10% of 613? $61.36. Okay, so you put $61.36. And how much of that do you want to risk per point? Right? Oh, okay, well, if that I want to risk per point, per pip, 1%. Okay, 1%. So if you have 1%, you know that 1% would be you wagering X amount of leverage. That's what you have to calculate. So 1% would be like around 200. Okay? So obviously the market would have to go against you 61 points. Okay? For every 1 point. Okay? So, it depends. You calculate it out. You already have your base set. I already have mine. I know how it is based on the way I trade. And you say, okay, well, good. I'm risking, the most I can lose here is $61.37. I'm not going to open another order unless this one closes. And as long as you do that, you'll be fine. And I'm telling you, copying the trades that I give you, if you use it with the high leverage like the way I'm doing it, and you master it, listen, look at mine. This is what I was going to show you. The trade history. Look at this. That's what I don't like about this. Doesn't show it. It doesn't show it because it's all of mine are Forex. It sucks. Forex and that's what happens. Well, yeah, let's do that again. Okay, so anyway, you know, you kind of see those things, and it's like, oh man, I can really hit this formation, and I'm telling you, it'll work. It really works. It really works. So you guys just have to use it the right way. But like I said, I deposited $200 on Monday. Okay, if you go back and you look at the YouTube video, you'll see it. $200, and it's only Tuesday, and today was a pretty slow day with the system. And I'm telling you, the next freaking, I swear, I promise you, and I'm doing it live stream now because I can assure you, the next big trade that I make on this account is going to push this this account over $1,000 on the next trade. So I'm predicting the next trade is going to result in over 50% profit. And if I get over $1,000 tomorrow, on Friday, this account will have $5,000 in it. And if it does, I can assure you that I'll share it with you all, totally for the price of your firstborn child. Okay, that you turn $200 into $5,000 in a week. That'd be the stupidest thing, and it would be insane if they actually paid me and I actually got my money. So we're gonna have to wait and see. All right, so that's the only thing I'm gonna say. Just, you guys have to really study pattern formations. Look back at the videos on this channel. There's a lot of information there. There's actually go into depth twice as far as the cup and handle formation, and that's the boss formation that I use. Okay, and you can wager. Like I use my whole account. I risk the whole entire freaking account. So if I use the whole account and I go 1,000 to 1, then margin call is like 13 pips. But imagine every 13 pips is double. That's insane. Okay, so obviously in Forex you can get the same thing, but it's a different feel here. You understand? Because you're not eating away free margin. Because in regular MT4, when you place an order to buy or sell a lot size, it takes a certain amount of cash from it freezes a certain amount of free cash that you had. And then if you go into red, it eats away at the free cash. In binary options, it doesn't do that. In binary, you just buy the whole chunk, and then a percentage of that is profited or lost per pip, and it doesn't affect. And that amount that what you risk, that's the most that you can actually have a stop loss. So, like I said, you guys just have to look at the market for what it is. Okay, formation based. And when you do that, you'll see that your account will start to grow. And that's the reason why I'm doing this. I'm doing this to show it to you guys, so you guys can see the journey, okay? And hopefully you guys can actually start believing in something that's actually legit. Because if I'm turning 200 of my own dollars into $5,000, then what does that say about if I don't withdraw the 5,000 and I turn the 5,000 and just keep going up? Do you understand? I mean, trading the system that I'm using, I can easily make 25% a day. And like I was saying to someone in the chat today, if you can do 25% for 10 trading days, okay? For 10 trading days, 25% for 10 trading days compounded, okay, meaning that you risk the same 100% of your account every single time that you wager, you would have 800% profit. How do I know? Because I did it. And that's how I was able to withdraw this. Here. That's how I was able to do that. Okay. And prior to that, I suffered a big loss of 14,000 because the order did not, the martingale function did not work. So because the martingale function did not work, it did not reverse the order, and I got totally exposed, and I had to take all of this as a loss. Okay. But then as a trader, instead of giving up and being pissed, what do? Nothing. Whatever that you have left in your account, you keep trading back up. And then I got the account back up to 8,000 and withdrew 7. Okay? You make the adjustments as a trader, and you continue forward. And once you feel that you have a system, or once you believe that you have a system that's bulletproof, you stick to that system. Close that for profit. So here you have these two accounts, these two live accounts, 7,000, and those accounts are also just one formation away from being exploded. This one I'm trying to get this one to 5,000 by tomorrow.